Hello, and welcome to my first trip report. Today's video was meant to be longer. Unfortunately, the train section of this journey, the footage is unusable. Apparently, neither of my video editing softwares, like the video that I shot on the train, because it was 4K when it comes to Windows Movie Maker, and because it was shot in a .mov format when it comes to HitFilm Express. So I'm going to have to do the train part of the journey again, I'm afraid, but it's fine, I like trains. So today's journey is from Brighton to my home of Worthing on the 700 Coastliner bus. But first, let's talk a little bit about the camera that I'm using for this particular journey.
It's called a Cobra Adventure HD 5200, though for some reason it was being sold under the name Wasp. I don't know if it's a Wasp or a Cobra. It says Cobra on the back, so I guess it's probably a Cobra. There's not so much helpful details on the casing, but I got this for a bargain price of, I think it was £13. So, I mean, normally they're going for about 75, so, I mean, bargain price. But who knows, maybe there's something wrong with this one. But yeah, we'll see. This one does not have 4K. Apparently this type of camera was first released in 2016, and apparently the 1080p is not proper 1080p. It says in the manual 1080p 30 FPS interpolated. Normally that's used in FPS terms, like you interpolate something from 30 FPS to 60 FPS. This apparently it's not true 1080p, it's just upscaled 720, but we'll have to see.
So, a little bit of information about the Coastliner 700. It's run by Stagecoach on the south coast of England, and it runs between Brighton as far as Portsmouth. Though you can't catch a bus from Brighton directly to Portsmouth, you have to change, I think it's about twice along the way, at Littlehampton and Bognor Regis. Or Bognor Regis, whichever. There's one bus every 10 minutes, give or take. Sometimes they come in very quick succession, as I was going to learn multiple times on this trip. And it caught me out a little bit because I didn't expect the bus to arrive so early. You probably saw it arriving at the beginning of the video, and I was half expecting it to leave before I got to the bus stop. I wasn't able to take a good look at this bus, but it's an Alexander Dennis of some description. They used to run Scanias, but not anymore.
Single to Worthing, please.
So all Stagecoach buses across the country accept contactless payments, which is rather useful considering the condition of the world right now. The one-way ticket I purchased with my contactless credit card cost me £4.90, and the journey is estimated to take about 55 minutes. This should be fun. Now, I can't complain about the seats. They're covered in this strange false leather thing, but they're well padded and quite comfortable. I didn't do a seat pitch, I didn't do the hand test that I've seen all the other people do, but it wasn't great. But considering that this is a bus, a commuter bus at that, it's to be expected. It's not designed really for long-term comfort. If you want long-term comfort on a bus of some sort, you get a coach. The bus had Wi-Fi. I had no trouble accessing it, but as you can see, it's been turned off for reasons beyond my comprehension. So Yeah, if you're getting on a stagecoach bus anytime soon, especially the 700 Coastliner, make sure you bring a book or something. And of course, because it's a bus, you feel every single bump in the road. The damn thing was vibrating, consistently vibrating. It was but it was irritating. After spending just over 10 minutes inside the labyrinth of Brighton's streets, we finally get to what the namesake of the coastliner, the coast. We reach this coast road and we stay on it for the rest of the journey. Because of how buses work, they're sometimes required to come to a full stop every so often on their journey, and this journey was no exception. We came to a stop outside this old leisure centre, and we were here for quite a while. The journey was really quite uncomfortable, and that wasn't the fault of the seat, it wasn't the fault of the suspension, it was the fault of the bus having either completely non-existent or very poor quality air conditioning, if it had any at all. I think the only air conditioning it actually had were a bunch of hopper windows, one of which you should have been able to see. It's yeah, the weather outside was quite cool, actually, with a nice breeze, but on board this bus, it was a sauna, practically. Along the way, we passed by Shoreham Port, a rather small port. It's not going to take the Titanic, mind you. Had this rather interesting cement ship or something in the waterway on this particular day. It's called Shoreham Port, but it's actually closer to Portslade than it is to Shoreham, so technically it's Portslade Port. Eventually, I got the opportunity to move into the best seat on the bus, and that's the top deck front seat. You've got miles of legroom here, so you can just stretch out, more or less. Obviously, you can't claim the entire front row to yourself by, I don't know, setting up a bed or something, but hey, it's better than the seat I was in. Here's something that a train never really has to deal with. Traffic. Yes, this particular roundabout in Lancing is renowned, I'll say, for being a bit of a traffic magnet. Yeah, it's never great travelling this way. There's certainly one thing you can't complain about when travelling down this road, especially on a very nice looking day like this. You've got a great view. The sea is a wonderful blue colour. I don't regret getting the bus for this leg of the journey. On most other days, the sea would probably be this disappointing grey colour, as well as the clouds. It's never nice when the weather's like that, but that's how the weather is almost about 95% of the time here in the UK. Wait, there's a bus stop here? Whoops, didn't mean to get off at this one. Oh well, walking's healthy.
Cheers. Right, well, I didn't intend to get off here, but oh well. A little bit more walking, who cares? Yeah. Let me just summarize that for you. Uncomfortable. Not because the seat was uncomfortable. I mean, the seat itself was not really the cause of my discomfort, it was rather the heat on the bus. It was very stuffy in there. Now, there's quite a cool breeze out here, so it feels quite chilly today, but yeah. I never want to get on a bus again. It's being a bit of an exaggeration. Yeah, so all in all, I hope this camera looks okay at the least, I hope. But yeah, all in all, the train journey from Worthing to Brighton, that cost me £4.20 for a single ticket. If I'd got return, that would have been a £4.55 ticket, which isn't bad. Whereas the bus cost me £4.90 for a journey that was twice the length. In fact, was it twice the length? Let me just look at the bearing. Yeah, almost. It's been a little under an hour since I got on the bus. So yeah, more or less a 55 or so minute journey. So £4.90 for a journey that's twice as long and twice as uncomfortable. Bearing in mind though, the train was one of the newer ones. It was a 377 and not the 313 I was hoping to catch. That's a little irritating. But in the end, that probably would have been maybe as uncomfortable as the bus was, because those 313s have the same sort of hopper windows. But what else was I going to say? Yeah, it may well have been as uncomfortable as the bus, but the thing is, it still would have been only a 25 minute journey. So, even if you don't have a rail card, train's worth it. As long as it's not an old one, I guess.
So yeah, that's all I can really say about the Coastliner 700. I obviously can't comment on the catering because there is none. Bring a bottle of water with you or something. Couldn't comment on the toilet because there isn't one. It's a bus. It has very few amenities of any kind, save for seats and wheelchair space. I mean, someone on a wheelchair did get on board, I just didn't witness the procedure, because I was very apprehensive. I don't like drawing attention to myself and holding a camera on a bus. This whole trip report thing is still rather new to me. Maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe I won't. Maybe it's Maybelline. But thank you for watching, if you have watched this far, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you, and good night.